Winning is from the spirit of not scoring 8 advanced, to the spirit that surpasses even the official martial artist. This is too magical. Trung Tran Quoc asked Six Saints. After all, he is the heir of a great family. Or are you practicing with a master? It's like a ghost dancing like that. Six Saints laugh except to say, your scene is also normal. There's no big family here. You don't have any teachers. The reason, why is your power advancing so fast? It's the secret that can't be revealed. John Chen Quoc fell into deep thought. It's less than a wintry. Blood pressure has almost doubled. More fighting power. That's way beyond the standards of first-rate fighters. In student times, your performance is not bad either. You've been practicing hard for years. Break through to a level 2 fighter. Then join the army. After stepping into battle, you understand a moral. That is the humans have no way of defeating monsters. Just so, how helpless and insignificant people are. If you can defeat those monsters, it's only people who can't believe it. They're people who can't explain. In other words, it's a monster. I think a lot of headaches. Zhu Chen Quoc decided not to care anymore. He leaned back in his chair and breathed. I understand with your achievements. It's totally possible to join the elite class of the school. Let the best teacher guide you. I'll contact the ministry. Six the Saints heard the teacher mention the spearhead class. It startled me. You say thank you for your kindness, but refuse to join that class. Because even if there's direction and learning, it's not as fast when you practice in your dreams. I was surprised by this rejection. No need. But for a gifted student like you, the school will be totally dedicated, all my strength to help you, but during training, I need help from the school. Don't be afraid to say out. I see the teacher talking about this. Six Saints no longer hold integrity. You make a request. If that's the case, you're not welcome anymore. 2 things first. I want to get a scholarship. And the second is hope. Give me comfortable time in class. Zhu Chen Quoc agreed with the proposal of the Six Saints. He promised he'll get the most special scholarship for the Six Saints. About BA and that, I'll talk to the teacher later. It will take 2 days for the scholarship to be approved. But we can't delay it either. The practice of Six Saints. Zhu Chen Quoc pulled out a black card and gave it to Six Saints. And tell me to put you in front of this card. Wait for me to give it back. Six Saints gladly received the card. This is the black card of martial arts. There's at least 100,000 yuan in there. It's better than a scholarship. I thank you very much, master. I don't neglect to practice anymore. I hope you bring glory back to the school. Go back to class. Said Six Saints turn people. Leave the Chinese office. Wait until the Six Saints are gone. The teacher suddenly laughed. Baka students again. Suddenly there are Six Saints under the age of 18. There was the power of fake martial arts. Level to before starting the exam. You have to hide it for good. It became the school's secret weapon. And then threatened to give the other academies a remembrance match. It turns out that the teacher is just as greedy as AA. I remember when I was bored. You must report this news to your superiors. But it seems, the state of George's goal doesn't stop there. He wanted more than that. That way, after many years, they finally had someone who could get there. And then moved the scene to a supermarket. The staff is now advertising for a bottle of Lan. Just launched, of the center of the air canopy. After the blood pressure reaches the 8th stage, we'll use it to strengthen the blood is best. More, this type is used exclusively for female fighters. There is a discount program now. Buy this bottle only for BA price you. The daughter happily hugged her mother's arm. Promised her that in the upcoming mock exam, she promised she win the top spot. The Six Saints watched in the shadow of their backs as they left, fell into the thought of. Kia wine bottles cost up to 30,000. A bottle like that. Your mother is miserable day and night. You can only buy 3,000. If the fighter is stronger, the more money you can make. When there's more money, that can cultivate the power of the martial artist. The truth can be seen that the poor. But how difficult it is to learn well. Six Saints think of his sister Ken Ho. She's the real genius. They also own a gift. You can change your own destiny. But he's involved with a brother like you. Have to share a pitiful few resources. Thinking of you in a previous life, not conscientious. But not fully committed to changing fate. Can only be bland and dull to live through the day. The students are passing by right now. We're talking to each other about today's game. First name boasted. I pulled you up to the goal today. A new trench swordsman takes you to the fray. The name next to. The good boy first time in town. All day at the net. I really admire the boy in the Six Saints. Look at the two of them talking to each other. I also thought and broke. That's right, desire, knowledge, it's the inexplicable thing about the martial arts world. But hide in the game greed lamb. A little connection from a previous life. It's the same with the miserable fish in the water. Want to be tossed out to sea. Infinite and vast, but I'm sorry. Comfort and tranquility inside the water. But that's just the past. Because now everything has changed. The 6 saints are now out of the water. And see the outside world. One more time, you get another chance to change your destiny. In this life, what do you want to do or what should you do? You won't choose wrong anymore. 6 saints raise their eyes, look at the sky, with the hope and ambition that I carry. Something seems to have affected you. Your eyes suddenly widened. Body 6 saint. They start to show familiar expressions. 6 saints understand Ra. Has absorbed a large amount of combat memories. So, in the blink of an eye, you've understood a lot. The rule of law. You are now broken. From now on, you're going to bring these legal techniques. Turn into your own thing. 6 saints holding hands determined to do it. On this new road, you've taken another step. 6 saints think about the family where the sister, Kenho and his parents, and then tell yourself, will not stop to become stronger, and get everything you've always wanted. There are photos that go to the next practice of the 6 saints. Dreaming of a zombie. With the broken teeth quite allow. To attack 6 saints, but it didn't. 6 saints have now reached the level. Just one hand is enough. That made these amateur zombies fly hundreds of meters away. This zombie just got a punch. He fell face down and stood up to fight back. Finish this zombie. 6 saints must also ask C to lament. It's just a zombie. My previous life was a martial artist. Turn into a zombie. They can also use fighting techniques. Take this one down. Its memory also immediately entered the 6 saints. Based on this zombie's memory. According to the number 1359, the 6 saints are always looking for it is right in front of you. You look far away. This space must have been destroyed in the fog. And the endless waves of the monstrosities. Before, even an animal you encounter is a little strange. Tell cow to come. Just finished speaking out of my mouth. There were lowers showing off. My teeth are as white as my porcelain teeth. Running towards 6 saints. He was beaten to the point of crying without a sentence. Finished beating us. The vision also becomes clearer. When they fall down, base number 1359 appeared in front of the 6 saints. I finally found it. The view of a very beautiful walled city. It's now gone, and it all shows up in front of you. Around the city, it's surrounded by a very solid wall. 6 bars sliding down from the hole in the wall. To get inside, it's time to stand down. See how big the wall is. 6 bars against the wall. Just like an ant with an elephant. You can't help but feel. It's a big wall. But this is just getting to the city. The final base is in. You can't. You think stomach. Now there's a whole bunch of crap. Out. You shouldn't be surprised by this place. Right now, there's a zombie out there trying to. Bon Chen stood on the wall looking at the 6 saints. 6 saints continue to explore this place. The more you go inside, the more surprises you have. The city used to be about 20 meters thick. A base of this size. What kind of war could be unleashed like that? The more I think about it, the more it gets confusing. Whether it's martial arts or advanced civilization. It's far beyond your current world. There's a great civilization like this. Again perishing under the clutches of the alien. So what's their future going to be? 6 saints discovered here the architecture of a building. It doesn't look like the rest of the courts. This is definitely a military base. Or command center. There's a big hole in the middle of the building. I was attacked by something. If you look closely, you can see that there is a inside. Stay in a corner. That looks like one. 6 saints have not seen more, or think of something. Then there's a mysterious power rushing towards you. You don't have time to be a protester. 6 cities fell down like this. You don't understand what this is. You just use shockwaves to influence the mental strength of the opponent. But here, it's the eye that has this kind of power. If you can beat this guy, you need to know. But first, to secure the life, I still shouldn't go near that place. So let go of that fantasy for now. Focus on finding the target first. You have to look at everything around here first. It's full of zombies. Pretend to walk around. The city doesn't look like much. The power is only at the preschool level. Push what is falling. 6 saints came down and gave each of them a foot pedal. Anyone who falls down comes out. People are bitten by zombies. It's time for zombies to bite. He's been trampled by humans all day. Maybe the worst of this. It must be a bunch of mindless zombies. I don't understand what's going on there. Get rid of the zombie 6 saints jump on the wall. When you get to an apartment, there was no sign of zombies. It surprised you a little. But in this house, it's no different now than a landfill. Consider a while. 6 saints predict this family while eating. Then suddenly the end of the world happened because the 8 chopsticks on the table haven't been cleaned yet. Even the window showed no sign of being smashed. 6 doubtful saints. Turn into a zombie. There is no sound. You see a circular object, emitting blue light. Attract the attention of 6 saints. Curious, put your hands up, see if this works. I just touched one. A bunch of lights dancing up the machine. Then there appeared a beautiful girl dressed cool. 6 saints look with all their eyes. I guess this is probably a BAD image of virtual reality. The text on the machine also began to appear. 6 saints recognize this machine with your language. 6. I was surprised to see the language used here. Just like my world. I wonder if it's modern. It's better to have high-tech equipment. Automatic translation for users, right? The machine began to introduce. It's a scientific and technological product of the heavens. It's artificial intelligence, powered by the integration of the brain's photology. This little, responsible for controlling the management of the network. Base servers 1.359. The 6 saints are the future of technology. You call for an hour, Mr. Y then. Check out the latest news of the past week. The machine takes orders, then scan the data connection once. After successful connection, it provides a series of important information. All 10 new information. That caught the attention of the 6 holiest. It's 10 fake dance scenes. It is currently 51.024. You think if the hierarchy of the world and your world is the same, it's really unimaginable. To what level their martial arts development had reached. In front of 6 saints, suddenly the image of a big dragon appeared, with a grisly face rushing into the attack. Although it's just a video of a recorded image. But it scared the 6 saints. What to say? The art and technology of this world, it's too horrible. It's grown at such a rate that you can hardly imagine. However, whether it's 10-level martial arts or the high-end strong walls, under the shadow and claws of the monstrosities, they can't protect anything. There are even people. They've decided to give up their home planet to send a search group on a trip between the South Stars. They're looking for a second planet so they can stay. Only on the day of civilization, humanity has completely collapsed. Can excite people's hearts. 6 bars to the seat, and think. Of course, the Earth is not free from the fate of destruction. You're sorry for a civilization so mighty and so splendid, it can't continue to grow. After sitting in a chair, 6 bars asking him to show you the history of the world. You take orders, and then start getting information about world history. Just for a moment, the 6 saints had all the information they wanted. Just watching and thinking. This world is so strong, but it doesn't escape the end of destruction. You want to see the history of the world, to maybe learn something from their experience. Then, help your current world avoid a fate. Like that. The newsletter began to report on world history. In the first year of the Martial calendar, big cracks appear all over the world. It spawned countless alien species. Martial arts 30 for years, ancient waterborne Long, the world's first martial artist. The same year the world was founded. 6 saints are increasingly sweating. This information, it's not the history of the world you live in. 6 the saints bowed their faces in a thoughtful manner. It turns out that's how it is. It's the same language or the same class of fighters. It's not a coincidence. What you just saw. That's the future of your world. 10,000 years later. But the 6 saints are enlightened. To get something more. You realize you're not sure what you just thought was the same world. It could be a coincidence or something. Parallel world. 6 the saint called him and asked her, can you find the information of a human number? The person you want to find is yourself. Very fast. He gave 6 saints the answers they wanted. The screen shows 36 results. 6 saints. I can't believe I actually have information about myself. But surprisingly, the information he said he could only live to be 28. And still just a normal person. Marital status is to remain single. Funny. No one can judge the history of you. There's nothing. But the 6 saints can't sit still. I need to find out more about my sister. You go ahead, order him to keep looking. March to 199 a person named 6 Kenho. Unexpected. The name of Kenho is not powerful enough. Notification system. The visitor. System that requires the supply of genetic blood samples to create a user. 6 the saints looked at their hands. Now I'm asking you what kind of blood sample you're providing. At least there's got to be a syringe or something. It's in that weird key machine. I don't know how to do it yet. Then I don't know when I got close to 6. Then close your eyes and bite your finger. Maybe it feels true to every millimeter. I was touched by a pretty girl like that. 6 saints afraid to burn their faces. After a while of trying. In the hands of 6 saints, there are drops of blood to be used. Notification system. Blood sampling has been completed. It's in the process of testing. But the 6 saints have not yet escaped their shyness. You were thinking in your head. The future is playing big, even if it's a fictional character. But it feels so real. Suddenly your appearance has changed. Your face also becomes different. The information shows up right now. It's not blue anymore. It's been replaced by red. Notification system. The planning is officially underway. System are connected to the file library resource. 1.359 after successful connection. That's when the 6 saints are unlocked. 6 curious saints who don't know what chemo is. Maybe it's a plan to leave Earth. To find a new world. The screen displays the personal information of 6 saints. The information right now. It is no longer what you originally received. All the information about you. It has now appeared in the most complete way. 6 bars now suddenly understand Ra. The data is no longer the same as it was in the beginning. But your martial art was a 4th grade fighter. Usage power has been up to level 2. Experience of life also becomes more. He graduated from Bakha Academy. Top of a school server. It's number 23 in the city. Then he was admitted to Wuhan White River University. After graduating from college, you started joining the military. He later served in the Southern Military District. But one thing hasn't changed much. Compared to the old infographic, those are the 6 saints who are still green. This time at the age of 37. But the marital status is still unmarried. In particular, evaluate your history, from nothing up to SAO 6 stunned saints. Maybe after you become strong. The future also changes, you can't believe your eyes. So, we've collected information from this AA. But according to the Kia data, even the trajectory of his life before he turned 18, it's exactly the same as what's here. Even an increase in power. Before your college entrance exam. Also recorded. But in the face of heavy history. Then that little shock is not even a little ripple. In the giant human database, there is no genius. 6 saints laughing pale thought, finally in the history of more than 10,000 years. That's it, it's called a name in history. Just a few people. However, this data is flawed. The data says that 6 blood pressure points are 2.01. 2 in the university entrance exam, and the combat power index recorded was 257. But if you ignore space, based on the current speed, just practice physical training, breathing methods and maintaining existing resources, it will take more than 200 days. Getting this result is normal. But if the 6 saints practice, and harvest in the dream space, then your performance has to go further. To think about. It's only the 23rd city. That's unacceptable. It's not even on the country list. 6 saints can't leave this alone. Your name. It must be known by a lot of people. 6 saints eyes full of determination. Your future will not be just like that. If you keep getting stronger, maybe it will change the future. The civilization of humanity. You can't just go to the future of destruction. 6 saints clenched their hands into determined fists. You're definitely going to change this history. Back to the real world. Mother of 6 saints. I'm serving food right now. Let's get you some breakfast. 6 saints are still chill in their pajamas. She immediately wondered, holy shit, I haven't changed my clothes. I didn't go to school today. 6 saints just opened the dumpling in their hands and said, your teacher will allow you to choose from now on. Self-study at home without going to class anymore. Both my mom and Kenho see this as a bit phantom. Especially Kenho shared school together. But you've never heard of AA. Choosing to study at home. It's true that my brother is becoming more and more confused. The 6 saints also ate their fill and got up and left. Then, I'll go to the practice room first. I've seen my son practice so hard lately. My mom is also very excited about this change. And even urged him to hurry back to the practice room. You have to keep up this enthusiasm. Kenho frowned again. Follow the shadow of the back 6 saints left. Recently, she also felt that the 6 saints were changing more and more. You don't have the same suspicious looks you had the day before. It's become more and more quiet and mystical. 6 saints just arrived in the room. The phone on the table rings. This level is not difficult to predict. The person who just called you must be Mr. 6 saints pick up the phone. The teacher called 6 saints to inform them that your scholarship is now available. You can go to school this afternoon. 6 saints thanked the teacher. I didn't forget to ask the saints about going to school today. Right, I didn't go to school today. Not need to discuss. What is your school time? Before the teacher could finish speaking, the 6 saints interrupted. Say, you don't have much time. So you can't keep wasting it. For the time being, you can't explain it to your teacher. If you have anything to do, contact me later. Then press the machine. Immediately 6 bars think. To think about the problem. To excellent. You will be hated and envied by others. You have to practice fast. And reveal your talents. You've got to surprise everyone. Want to be like that? They can only show more and more of their gifts. We can get more resources. 6 saints imagine themselves standing on the mountain. You have to use the fastest speed to climb to the top of the mountain. Then find a way to change the future. It moves the scene into the dream of the 6 saints. You're ordering him to call out your powers. Then look up all the methods of practice VI. Feelings and notes related to martial arts. You receive the order. Proceed immediately. Search for information for 6 saints with your whole life. After successful search. In front of this huge amount of information, 6 saints also feel suffocated. Follow you. Continue to request. With those who practice level 1G, time again filter out the most valuable content. He's filtering again. Limited scope VI. This time their first level practitioners, at the request of 6 saints, gave 34,521 results. After making arrangements, then select the highest corresponding result. Finally go to the BA unique search results. These are the best tools. In the last 1,000 years. The first is the martial arts by the king. Row of the strongest level 11 marshalman creative. Should be included in the Mars plan. Next to natural respiratory method by Duong Mo Stan. The strongest level 11 creative martial arts was also put into the plan. And finally, the visualization glass. French people in France. Strongest level 11 marshalman creative. 6 startled saints recognize the creators of these technologies. They're all in the 11th grade. The strongest person has not yet passed level 9. Everything here is in 11th grade. Then this is ridiculous. It's still just an introduction though. But the value of these methods is precious. It's hard to express. It's all in the Mars plan. Watch out, the strong people in the martial arts soon predicted this fate. But they know they're incompetent. I learned it in my life. Pass it on with hope. The next life can help them continue to implement this Mars plan. But, unfortunately, they absolutely can't believe it. Who picked up this fire? It's not their next life. There are 6 saints. Ignore these things. The main purpose of the 6 saints when coming here is to train you. Let's start with physical fitness, turning the body into a miniature universe. 6 holy 1 fist-shaped fists. 1 hand in front of the chest. The first movement. Nin Tung Kong and the god of Nong external liberation. The purification of blood gas to strengthen Nin soul. This mental training goes into every single cell. Each of these cells will be transformed into a planet of unbeatable power. Let the blood flow inside you turn into stars. From internalization in the body turning into a sphere. Strength and defense has reached an unimaginable level. The gas will be as strong as a star and as thin as a galaxy. After a hard workout, 6 saints are sweating out. He remembered the movements he had done before. If you practice magic like before, then the effectiveness of the astrophysical training must be 1000. It's even higher. Even when I first started training, it's just like exercise. There's nothing else. If so, you need to do the next exercise quickly. That's natural breathing. The saints closed their eyes and did it for the first time. You take a deep breath. Around like 1,000 flames. Once done, 6 saints also feel the body is like an infinite number of flames. Even inside you are feeling it. And warming up is just the first way of breathing. Behind, there are also many properties of this beneficial respiration. More. Next is the French glass wife's turn. This trick helps tame the mind and strengthen the will. This has to do with the most mysterious part of the energy. In martial arts practice, 6 cities began to sit down and cross their legs. Let's try it. This move, it's probably used for the spiritual force of spiritual practice. All around him began to emit blue light. Covered all over. Just for a moment, 6 saints have fallen into their own space. Maybe this is your spiritual world. In here, you see 6 saints. Wearing only 1 pair of pants. Keep your eyes closed. So a fighter needs to have a strong will. No remembrance, whether it's combat power or training speed, are far beyond loose-willed fighters. Desires much more. The 6 saints still don't know. How does this end up being cultivated? Finally to take a deep breath, looking down at his motionless monument in front of him. Watch out, you can only leave it for later and slowly practice. And the training session today. 6 saints also gradually opened their eyes again. When he woke up, he had to breathe constantly because he was so tired. But the feeling of fatigue is very strong. It's not like a dream at all. A dream. The natural smell in the nose is 6. Now look down at the arm. I found it so dirty now. It couldn't be dirtier. And fortunately, there is a pretty girl like this. When I walked into the room, I didn't know where to hide my face. Put your hand out first. Thinking silently. Effective practice in dreams. Of course, it will also affect the body, in reality. But now, I have to take a shower. Effectiveness of constantial